Self-love is the new sexy, the podcast devoted to helping you overcome life's most painful and stubborn challenges so you can feel great, have more energy, and live stress-free every day. To reach your full potential, simply work with the powerful spiritual principles that are readily accessible to everyone. It's easier than you think, and on today's show, W. Mark Watts is going to show you how starting with self-love is the key to joyously and harmoniously making that happen.
Hey everybody, it's W. Mark Watts. I want to say hello, welcome, and thank you to everyone for hanging out with me for another episode of Self-Love is the New Sexy. And today's topic is something I enjoy speaking about as well. And I'm going to hop right into this one. It's very simple. Confusion is very powerful. Confusion is very powerful. So let's reframe the way that we typically think about confusion. So when we recognize that we're confused about something, we don't know which way to go. Do we take A? Do we take B? Do we take C? Do we say this? Do we say that? Do we say nothing? Do I take that job, this job, stay at the job I have? Do I, talk to this person, that person, or another person? Anytime we have confusion about anything in our life, it's a good thing. We typically, and we've been taught, or we've picked up, I should say, because sometimes we're not taught things. Sometimes we just pick it up. We maybe see someone else being confused and we think, oh, that's a bad thing, because oftentimes what happens is when we're confused or when someone else is confused, there's a state or there's a period of inactivity. And inactivity, when you're inactive, when you're not moving on some form of inspiration, then things can just happen to you. And sometimes those aren't positive things or things that you would want to happen in your life. So when we see that, then we think, oh, okay, being confused is bad because I don't know what I want to do in that moment. So it must be a negative thing because we're so trained to think that we have to be in control of our thoughts all of the time, which in fact is actually not true. So let's reshape what being confused is all about. So when you're confused, I want you to start thinking about this. So when you're confused and there is a period, hopefully a short period, hopefully we don't let it extend and carry on and move on from 1 hour to the next hour to the next day, next month. But when we're confused, it's because of this. There are new thoughts, new motivations, new inspirations coming into your mind for you to decide what you want to do next. So it's being confused is a great thing because what that means is your current thoughts are what they are. Your current feelings are what they are. Your current reality is what it is, right? That exists real time. So when you become confused about something, it's because a wave of new thoughts, inspiration, oftentimes your higher power, a new reality is knocking on the door of your mind and of your thoughts. And it's saying, hey, consider this. And your higher thoughts, when spirit speaks to you, your higher self, God, source, universe, however, whatever you want to call, however you want to label it, when it's speaking to you, it's not a directive. It's an invitation. And so that's why it comes to you through various ways. And one way it comes to you is through confusion. So the reason you're confused is because you've got all your current thoughts and realities in your brain. And then you've got all these new things coming in your brain as well. So they're both fighting for your thought space, for your mind share. They're both inside of you all together and they're mixing up. And you're getting confused as to, wow, I'm used to these older ones or these current ones. I know what they provide me. I know what they are. But then this other stuff is coming into my mind. So what do I do with that? So I'll give you a couple of real life examples, real time examples in my life right now. So one of them is working out with weights in the gym. My past reality was the fact that I never really did it. I did it some when I was much younger in high school, playing sports, of course, but that was before they really understood how important weight training was to whatever sporting events that you were a part of. And so we did some, and it was inconsistent. And then over the years, I would do some bits and pieces here and there. So that's my backdrop. That's my reality. That's where I come from. Those are my thoughts about weightlifting. Is inconsistent. Do it sometimes. It helps a little bit. But my new reality, the confusion came in when all of a sudden I started thinking about working out more, developing my body more, how much it would help me in my everyday life more. I just started thinking about those things, so much so that I started researching it. Almost automatically started watching videos, started reading magazines. And before you know it, I'm now moved into a space where I'm in the gym 2 to 3, 4 times a week, and I'm working out with weights. And now I'm starting to want to master the techniques of developing my body, because I know as I continue to move into the endeavors and work the hours that I work and travel, that I'm going to need assistance. I'm going to need help with being able to manage and do all of that, and really taking care and building my body and staying in peak physical condition will be a part of my ability to do that very well. So I was confused for a while though, because I would sit and think, man, where is this coming from? Do I really want to commit this time? Oh, it's too hard. Or how do you do it? I don't know how to do it. Well, I don't have anybody to work out with me, so on and so on. There's so many different thoughts and reasons why you allow yourself to stay in that state of confusion. But what happened was I just started doing it. And so I just stepped out, and before you know it, it's one of my favorite pastimes now, right now. I truly enjoy it. It's a time for me to zone out, build my body, get in shape physically, and, just really get in a nice sweat and get away from the things that I normally do. It's a nice mental break. And then I truly enjoy it now. But there was a time when I was confused about, hey, is this something I want to do or not? And then the second one, and I'll kind of do this one quickly, is podcasting. Before I got into podcasting, I knew I had a message. I knew there were some things I wanted to speak about, but I was used to not doing it, thought it would be unsafe, thought it wouldn't help anybody, didn't know how to do it, et cetera, et cetera. That was my reality at the time. Those were my thoughts at the time. And then again, I started to get the downloads. The confusion came in. Hey, you have a message. You have things to say. You have to reach out. There's multiple ways for you to do it. Podcasting would be one. You should start. And then now I'm confused because I don't know how to do that. I don't really want to speak to large groups of people. Well, but those other thoughts kept coming, and they were stronger, and they kept saying, you should do it. It's not as hard as you think. Here's how to do it. And again, just like with the weightlifting, I started researching. As soon as I would sit down somewhere, my thoughts would move to podcasting, and I would start searching things on the internet, searching for services. Before you knew it, I was taking a class on how to become a podcaster. And then before you knew that, before long, I was actually venturing out and attempting my very first podcast. And so now I love and truly enjoy podcasting. I love creating content. I love connecting with you all. I love when I receive feedback, when I connect, and when I work with some of you, and when I talk with you. I absolutely love that. Well, if I had stayed in that state of confusion where I let the doubts and the present reality control what I did, then I would never have met so many wonderful people like yourselves who I connect with each and every day on the podcast. So I'm saying all that to say, just those are a couple of real-time examples in my life right now of how confusion was such a great thing. So now here's the question.
We hope you're enjoying today's show. If so, please take a moment to show your support for the show by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. If you have questions for W. Mark Watts, please feel free to contact him over at wmarkwatts.com, on Instagram at wmarkwatts, or on Facebook at Self-Love is the New Sexy.
What are you confused about right now? What are you confused about in your life right now? And then here's the exercise, because I always have an exercise for you. It's jot down, think of what you're confused about right now, and then look at your real-time reality around it. So if let's say you're confused, you want to find a new job, and that you're confused, but you're not sure really where that new job exists or how the best way to go about it, because over time things change, right? So if you're looking for you think you want a new job, and your current reality is it's too hard, I've been unsuccessful, no one will hire me, the requirements are too large, I need to get another certification, I probably need to live in a new location, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What's your reality? What's your current thoughts around that issue, that challenge, that confusion right now in your life? Then the great part is there's always inspiration coming to you about that topic. So now jot down, what are the other thoughts that are coming into you from the other side? What is it inviting you to do? Who is it inviting you to reach out to? Where is it inviting you to check out, to look, to read, to research? What videos is it asking you to watch? What positive thoughts would be the result of you going down that path or pursuing that, finding a new position? So look at your current reality and look at what that inspiration that's coming to you, what is it saying to you? And then once you've got all that together, now it's time to decide, because that is the most powerful thing in the universe next to love and loving yourself, is making a decision. So now you've got the confusion, understanding that the confusion is coming about because there are good things coming your way. You are being invited to try something new because it's going to take you to that next step, your next best step, your next level, your next achievement, your next lesson. So now, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay with your current realities because they're comfortable, because they allow you an out? Or are you going to listen to the inspiration and make a decision and take that next step? Do the research, make the phone call, talk to this person, review this video that talks about how to find a new job, even consider moving to a new city. Whatever it takes to get you to that next level is what that invitation is about. So again, I'm going to close on this. Remember, confusion is a good thing. All it is your current thoughts and realities mixing up with your new thoughts and potential. And they're battling for your mind space. They're there because it's time for you to decide that, hey, I want to stay right where I am, or I want to look at something new and do something new and different. So that's up to you. So do that exercise, see how it feels. I hope it leads you to something great, because almost every time that I listen to that inspiration, that invitation in my life, it's led to something bigger and better and greater. It's not to say it won't come with work, but it's always been something bigger, better, and greater in my life. So I hope that serves you. If it does, share this, listen to it more than once, leave me a comment, let me know what you found out as a result of the confusion in your life, and hang in there, stay tuned, because there's a lot of great stuff coming up in the future for us. So I'm out of here for now. I'll talk with you all again later, very soon though. Be good. Bye now.
You've been listening to Self-Love is the New Sexy with W. Mark Watts. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to tell a friend. Also, make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to our show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you listen to podcasts.